This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Congresswoman Kim Schreier spent a large part of Saturday in Wenatchee, answering constituent questions and meeting with policymakers and community workers.
The Big Bend Community College Job and Career Fair is set to return on Thursday, February 28th.
The Royal Knights boys basketball team clinched a state playoff berth for the second year in a row, but they were far from out of the woods.
Faithful followers of the Kashmir Bulldogs made the 100-mile pilgrimage to A.C. Davis High School in Yakima on Saturday night.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Congresswoman Kim Schreier spent a large part of Saturday in Wenatchee, answering constituent questions and meeting with policymakers and community workers. Schreier, a pediatrician from Sammamish, is the first woman and the first Democrat elected from Washington's 8th Congressional District. Before her town meeting at Wenatchee City Hall, the new representative sat down with iFIBER 1 News for a wide-ranging interview about legislation, conservation, the Green New Deal, and other matters facing the country.
Our schools are falling apart. We had hearings on these last week, actually 2 weeks ago, about schools crumbling and not being equipped for the technology of today, not being equipped in terms of heat and air conditioning. And really, these schools are from 50 years ago or more. And it's really time to give our students a place where they can physically learn. Oh, well, they're incredibly destructive, and they really are threatening our farmers, in particular hay, apple, and cherry farmers, because so much of their product is exported, and particularly exported to China. And I mean, the sad reality of this is that this tit for tat is hurting our state, it's hurting our country, and it is deteriorating the relationship that our country has with China. Not just that, if this escalates enough, China will just say, you know, the heck with it. We're going to go get our cherries and apples elsewhere, and then our farmers will never have the opportunity to really come back and thrive. And so it is critically important that we have a representative who stands up for our farmers and trade in general in the state of Washington to make sure that we can continue to have a thriving economy. So let me just first be super clear that the fact that we are now talking about climate change and our responsibility to take quick action with the urgency that it really deserves, I find incredibly reassuring and heartening that science is now back up for discussion, that we're looking at our changing climate and what it means for all of the districts all over this country. And the 8th district is being hit hard already. I mean, we have wildfires, we have a threatened water supply, so this is really critical that we take this on with the seriousness that it deserves. And so I would first say that I am delighted that it is now front and center. I happen to think that the Green New Deal, which is really an aspirational document and more a statement of values, is too broad to really be considered legislation. And so what I am looking for is what we can get done and get done hastily. And so I am looking for a package that confines itself for the moment to clean energy, which includes hydro and nuclear, because we still need a way to have continuous energy sources that don't depend on the ebbs and flows, to have storage capabilities, which is really key to being reliant on wind and solar. And that includes in that a jobs program, because really the reason this is called the Green New Deal is that it's a way to boost our economy, to bring jobs, and my goodness, we should not be letting China take the lead on this one. This is American ingenuity we should be relying on.
This segment is brought to you by...
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
The Big Bend Community College Job and Career Fair is set to return on Thursday, February 28th. The 26th annual event runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the ATEC building on the college campus. The Job and Career Fair provides a central location for job seekers to meet with employers, many looking to hire immediately, and a place to learn about career opportunities. Categories of employers attending include manufacturing, food processing, retail, service industries, healthcare, law enforcement, aerospace, education, and technology. Job seekers are encouraged to dress professionally and bring both a paper and electronic copy of their resume. The event is free to attend and is open to both Big Bend students and the public. Big Bend can also provide job seekers resume help through its Career Services Center by calling 509-793-2069. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
The Royal Knights boys basketball team clinched a state playoff berth for the second year in a row, but they were far from out of the woods. Before the Knights can have a chance to place in state, they need to first win 2 loser-out games, the first of which came Friday night when they took on the Cascade Christian Cougars. Cascade Christian came in as the number 16 seed in the playoffs, but the Knights knew better than to overlook this team. Last season, the Knights had to beat last year's number 16 and number 15 seed on their way to place 4th in state. Sawyer Jenks got the scoring started early, scoring Royals' first 9 points and finishing the first quarter with 13. The Cougars were fast, athletic, and played hard defense. The Knights entered the second quarter with a 20-10 lead, but the Cougars worked on closing the gap and they battled hard with the Knights all night. Royal led for most of the game, but it wasn't until late in the fourth quarter when the Knights finally broke through. Royal piled on a ton of points late and put the game well out of reach for the Cougars, walking away with the victory 57-45.
Coming from the east or the west side like that, you don't know what to expect, what's coming from that side. So, I mean, you got film on them, but once you get out there, it's totally different. But keeping them focused and just one game at a time and one play at a time, one possession at a time.
I just got the energy, like the team's got the energy, we just get rolling. Like, it's infectious. It starts to spread to other guys. Everybody starts making shots.
And Sawyer's that guy. He steps up to the occasion and when challenged, he'll respond. And that's what he did tonight.
Royal will next play at the Yakima Sun Dome in another loser-out game. Their next game will be Wednesday night at 9 p.m. The Knights will take on the loser between Linden Christian and Connell, who play Saturday at 2 p.m. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
Faithful followers of the Kashmir Bulldogs made the 100-mile pilgrimage to A.C. Davis High School in Yakima on Saturday night to watch their boys' basketball team take on the Zilla Leopards in the first round of the state playoffs. Unfortunately for Kashmir fans, the Bulldogs would struggle right from the opening tip, and Zilla came out of the chute looking like the well-oiled machine they've been all season long and building a record of 22-1 going into the contest. The Leopards overwhelmed Kashmir in the first quarter, scoring the first 8 points of the game and amassing a 24-10 lead after 8 minutes. In the second quarter, the Bulldogs found their stride offensively thanks to sophomore guard and Caribou Trail Player of the Year Mason Landek, but Kashmir couldn't find a way to slow down Zilla's own torrid scoring pace as the Leopards ran their lead to over 20 points at one juncture and hung on to their 14-point advantage by halftime. The Leopards weren't about to change their spots in the second half and looked more like cheetahs given how quickly they ran away from the Bulldogs and left any notions of a Kashmir comeback in the wake of their dust. Zilla upped their lead to 23 points at the end of 3 quarters and went on to win by the final count of 84-56. Despite the loss, Kashmir will still advance to the next round of the state tournament at the Yakima Sun Dome this Wednesday as the number 6 seed when they take on the Kingsway Christian Knights. Reporting for iFIBER 1 Sports, I'm Chris Hansen.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at ifiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.